Morning.
Okay, I know you woke up on a Sunday morning, but I need some energy in this meeting. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good. So, for the benefit of guests and new members, I would like to introduce myself. I am Toastmaster Kananya, and today I will be playing the role of Sergeant at Arms. So, what is Toastmaster International? Toastmaster International is a non-profit organization which provides a conducive environment for its members to improve their leadership skills, their self-confidence, their public speaking skills, and interpersonal skills. Now, why did I say leadership as the first keyword here? Is because the motto of Toastmaster International is where leaders are made. Right? So, before we go into the meeting, there are a few ground rules that we need to follow in this meeting. The first rule is that you have to keep your phones on silent when the speaker is speaking or throughout the meeting, right? Because it is quite disturbing. I will give you 5 seconds to turn your phones on silent. Okay. Second, we are not going to talk about sex, politics, and religion. The third rule is that do not cross talk when the speaker is speaking because it is quite distracting. Just imagine you are up here and someone is talking when you are speaking. It doesn't look that great, right? Then, fourth, if you want to go out of the room, just wait for the applause, right? If you want to go out or come in, just wait for the applause, right? And the fifth thing is that the podium is very sacred. You're not going to leave the podium as is. You have to introduce the speaker, the next speaker, shake hands and then leave the podium. That is very important. Now, the next rule is that the meeting is being recorded, and if you wish to not be recorded, you can ask Toastmaster Mazahir to pause the recording. Right? We have washrooms in the ground floor and the water bottles over here, so keep yourself happy. Right? And last but not the least, please encourage everyone who's coming over here with a round of applause. Can I have a round of applause? Now, I would like to introduce the signing officer for today. He is not one of many things, right? He's a F1 enthusiast, he's a trekker, and he is also a distinguished Toastmaster, which is a very great thing in Toastmasters, right? And he is also the president of Whitefield Toastmaster Club. So please give it a round of applause for Toastmaster Club.
Thank you so much, Nanya. Thank you. I thought it's a wonderful Sunday morning, so I'll have a chance to dress myself a little bit up. Am I looking beautiful today? Yes. Many of you nodding. No. So it's all right. My name is Mazahir, and let me welcome all of you to officially to Whitefield Toastmaster meeting number 38. Let me open the meeting officially. Can I have a round of applause for that? Problem solving, what a wonderful theme. I don't think so. Being in corporate for about 7+ years, I can relate with this a better, So there are problems, there are solvers, and there are credit takers. And we've seen them all basically, right? When you join a corporate, you're pretty enthusiastic about what you want to do. They give you all sort of challenges. You want to talk to your management and whatnot possible. You want to submit your ideas. You want to go to different places, figure out what the problems are and solve them. The idea is that when we grow in our journey, in terms of age, in terms of experience, in terms of places where we are, we sort of lack that after a couple of years or so. And we look at the whole situation back and say, oh, we were there too. But what made you change is the question that I would want you to reflect. Do you feel it is not necessary for you to look at problems anymore and solve them the same way you were once enthusiastic about them? Think about a problem in a unique way. There could be big problems, there could be small problems. As they say, small problems are easy to tackle, bigger problems, don't care about it, they're not going to get resolved. There are personal problems and there are professional problems. Professional problems, leave it at the professional places. Personal problems, leave them at the personal places. This is Whitefield Toastmaster. We have no problem here, do we? Alright, it's going to be a wonderful and interesting theme. There's a lot that Toastmaster the day that he has for us for today's meeting. I would like to welcome all the guests. May I request all the guests to please stand up, people who are coming for the very first time. Hi, can I just request you for your name?
My name is Anil Kumar.
Thank you, Anil. Welcome.
I'm Ritwik. I'm Ritwik's brother.
Hi.
Next one.
Welcome. Hi.
I'm Pooja, Ritvik's mother, first time.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Raj Shekhar, first time.
Hi, welcome. I'm also Ritwik's brother. Thank you. Thank you. This is going to be a fun-filled meeting. Please remember, as a presiding officer, it is also my responsibility to make sure I do a couple of announcements that I have lined up towards the later part. I will also be announcing the meeting result, which means, as I said earlier, that there is a QR code which will be sent to you for your attendance as well as the voting. Please use them. We have a special one, and it's called a speaker feedback. What will happen? If possible, listen to every speech as much as possible and try to please provide your feedback to the speaker. It can be a positive feedback, it can be an improvement. Please do not write your name in that form, because then it becomes pretty obvious for us to know who was it. Anyway, the form is anonymous in its own nature. Okay? So are we all geared up for today's meeting? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So much in saying yes?
Yes.
Yes. Super, that's a better thing. Let me now introduce somebody who's super enthusiastic. He has sent me his introduction, but it is my phone. My phone is right there actually. I don't have it right now. But this person, the way he comes across to me, is a simple gentleman, as I would call it. Somebody who cares for others. Somebody who cares for others, basically. Somebody who is, to me, sounds like that energy bomb in a group. Who could it be, right? And as I said, there's a lot that Toastmaster of the Day who has for us today. Without further ado, with your thunderous round of applause, let me welcome Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster.
Very good morning, all of you.
Good
morning. Wow, that's a warm welcome. And I hope that people on the last row, I'm audible to you.
Yes.
Thank you very much, DTM Mazahir, and today also our presiding officer and G is really doing a lot of roles today. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I think that was the best someone has ever introduced to me, and I'm so thankful. Alright. So today I am Toastmaster of the Day, and my responsibility would be to introduce you to today's theme. I will introduce you to the G. And today's prepared speeches and the speakers and the evaluators. So before we go into the theme part, I would like to tell you a little bit about the history of the Toastmaster. So it was started by a person named Ralph C. Medley. He was an education director in one of the renowned universities. So in 1905, he realized the need of public speaking for in general development of leadership. And in 1922, the first club was formed. That was an unofficial club. And finally, in 1924, October 22, 24 of people formally created the first club in California. And now today, the club is located in 148 countries, catering to 270,000 club members. And you are one of the part of the club. Okay, great. So let's talk about today's theme, problem solving, right? We hear this word very often, all around our time, right? So most of you are students or in a corporate job. So imagine you are in an office, you are having a very peaceful day, and suddenly either your peer, either your colleague, or your manager comes to you and say, buddy, we have a problem. What is your first reaction? For most of you, can anybody? What is your first reaction when you hear a word, especially if it is a Friday? Yeah? It's end of the day. Oh God, yeah. All right, yeah. So that's one of the most popular reactions. They say, oh no, not again. Not especially on the Friday meeting. So problem solving has been related as a very dreadful word. But I must tell you, it is not. Right from our birth until the end of our life, we are continuously experienced and encountered with a series of our problems in the life. And none of a human and none of even a non-human organism on this planet is an exception to it. So let me tell you that what kind of problems we face. Because problem solving is such a vast area, it is very difficult to cover it in a small part. So I will just cover a couple of aspects of the problem solving or the problem in general. So one of the category of problem that we encounter, they are not actually problems. Really, they are not actually problems. They are generated. They are created from within us. Let me tell you one story from my college life. So it was my final year. That time I was super religious and a bit of superstitious also. And I happened to have my lucky uniform. How many of you had a lucky something for exams? Yeah. So I had a lucky uniform, a black trouser and a blue shirt. And I must wear that. And I had a belief that if I don't wear that uniform, I am going to do really bad in the exam. And there was this wise gentleman, my friend, who kept telling me, boss, you have a problem. Your mind is not at the right place. You should be focusing on the study, not on the uniform. I am not paying any attention. To prove me that how I am wrong, what did he do? He took my suitcase behind my back and hid it somewhere else. I came back, I saw I am not finding my suitcase, which is holding my blue shirt. I am all panicked. I am thinking, oh, my exam is there, my lucky uniform is missing. How am I going to do? I spent hours trying to figure out where is it, and finally figured out that probably this is the guy because he is behind my back. Now it is difficult for me to get that suitcase back. So I was thinking, what is the solution that I can apply? That at least I will get my shirt. So I went to another friend of mine. I borrowed a blue shirt from him. I wore it and very confidently entered in my friend's room who has hid my suitcase. And I said, boss, what did you do? You are hiding my suitcase, but still I have my blue shirt. And he said, okay boss, I gave up. Okay, take your suitcase, and he gave it back to me. But what happened? I got my shirt, but I spent my valuable time that I should have spent on studying and preparing for the exam, searching for a superstition belief. That was the moment of truth for me, that I understood the epiphany of the phrase that superstition is bad for. And for the truth, even I wore my lucky uniform. That particular exam, I really did bad. So your mind should be focused on really what is the problem and not on the surrounding things. There is another category of problems, right? That if you do not solve, you will do wonders to the human beings and to yourself. Imagine there is a person who is very famous, very popular, very successful. On one of his journey, he parked his car in the middle of the road. An old person comes, a 65-year-old person comes. He give him an earful for parking his car in the middle of the road and ask him to move it. Now this very popular, very famous, very successful person, he has two problems. First problem, somebody is asking you to move the car. Easier. The second problem, very difficult problem. Being popular, being famous, being successful, scolded in front of a lot of public. His ego is hurt. my car for 2 minutes. He beat that guy, black and blue, because he wanted to set an example. Snatched his car keys and ran away from the police. Few hours later, the news broke. The man needed hospitalization. He was beaten, an old man, and he was declared brought dead. Any guesses? What event I'm talking about? This was 1988. And the guy who was an offender got sentenced in 2017. One of the very popular political figures, Sidhu. We are talking about Navjot Singh Sidhu, right? Such a wise man, we have been hearing him on the television. He had two problems to solve. The first one, easier to solve. Keep aside your ego. Move your car. But in the rage of anger, he decided to solve problem number 2, which was actually a non-existent problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I am trying to say is that throughout our life, we have been experiencing problems. We are encountered with problems, personal ones. Sometimes the problems which are of natural evolution. Sometimes the problem where we are associated with more than us, our family, our friends, our peers and colleagues. So whenever you are having a choice, choose a solution that is going to help you and also going to help people around you. Right? So with that, I think we should move on to the next phase of our today's meeting. So I would like to explain you the structure of our meeting today. So there are 3 phases. So we are going to have 3 prepared speeches today. All 3 of them are icebreakers, and I would request, so this is the first speech our fellow Toastmasters are going to deliver in front of all of you. So I would request all of you that once they are finished with the speeches, please applaud them with a standing ovation. The prepared speeches will be followed up with their evaluations. Next phase will be the table topic master. So you might have encountered situations where you have been suddenly asked to join a surprise meeting, suddenly asked to speak in a marriage ceremony, suddenly go into a public meeting and speak something of value. And that is one of the most dreaded things, that on your feet you want to speak something. So to hone your skills on public speaking, impromptu on your feet, we have a table topic master's session that will be conducted by our today's table topic master. And finally, we will have the evaluations that will be presented by our speaker, speech evaluators. So with that, I would like to call upon our general evaluator today. He is the distinguished Toastmaster. He has been following various roles. He is the president of our Whitefield Toastmasters Club. He has performed role as area director, and division level roles. And he is passionate about networking. I mean, the most of the distinguished guests that we have, it is because of our beloved Toastmaster, DTM Mazahir. May I please call upon you?
It's always fun when you know your role introduction will be smaller than the entire introduction told by the Toastmaster of the day. I'm going to keep it quick. My name is Mazahir and I'm also playing a role of a general evaluator for today's meeting. As the name suggests, and especially for guests, if there are any, general evaluator. You evaluate in general. That is what I'm going to do. And I have a capable team of doing it. For every meeting, time management skills are important. If you guys have noticed, we started our meeting on time and we aim to finish our meeting on time. So we'll try to target to close it somewhere around 12:45, 12:50 or so, if all of you allow me to do so. I'll be introducing and requesting all 3 role players to come on the stage, not one by one, but all together. May I request the timer of today's meeting, Ritvik, to please come on the stage. Do not explain your role, just stand here. May I request Bhima to come on the stage over here in our counter. And may I request Arpita to please come and stand as a grammarian. So, timer, our counter, grammarian, slightly more on this side. I hope you all are present with the camera. This is the team. I'm a general evaluator. These are my capable hands. I'm nothing without them. They will be listening and evaluating the entire meeting as much as I'm going to do. Now you'll be hearing them, letting you know what they're supposed to do today. So listen to them carefully. May I request the timer to please provide his role and responsibility for today's meeting. Yes, go ahead. I thought he was going away.
Many centuries ago, we humans created this concept called time. And if you think about it, this is the one thing that really unites the entire spectrum of all the humans. Students, they want to finish their projects on time. Businessmen, they want to make that important deal on time. Murderer, they want to commit that murder on time. And the cops, they want to put that murderer in jail on time. Today, we will try to complete all the speeches within the time and also the evaluation in the allotted time. As a timer, I will be timing all the speeches of the speakers as well as the evaluators. To help me with this role, I have 3 color cards with me. Green, which indicates qualifying time. I have yellow, which indicates target time. And red, which indicates the maximum time allotted to the speaker. There will be a further grace period of 30 seconds after that. Now for today, icebreaker speeches, we have qualifying time or the green card that will be shown at 4 minutes. We will be showing yellow card at 5 minutes and we will be showing the red card at 6 minutes. For the table topics, green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds and red card at 2 minutes. And for the speech evaluations, green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds and red card at 3 minutes. I will be presenting a timing report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you and all the best.
Golf is a good sign. Let's hear it from our counter, Toastmaster Bhima, his role and responsibilities in our counter.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mazai, for your interview. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Fellow Toastmaster and my dear guests, as a counter, I will record unnecessary sounds used by the speakers. I'm the road runner. They include filler words, crutch sound, and the filler phrases, such as but, like, so, okay, you know, and so, etc. The crutch words or filler sounds obstruct the smooth flow of the speech, can be annoying to the listeners, at the same time decreasing the value of the speech. Therefore, the R counter will note these words and phrases in order to help the speaker to become aware of them and minimize the use in future. I will present my R counter report when called upon by the general evaluator at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
I absolutely love the energy. With that, let's also welcome with a thunderous round of applause our immediate today's meeting, Toastmaster Arpita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mazahir. Good morning, everyone, and all the guests. So, as a grammarian, today my responsibility will be listening to these speakers speak their speeches very carefully, and then listen to all the good usage of the English language, or also the not so good usage of the English language. Also, it is my responsibility to give the word of the day. So, for today's meeting, the word is epiphany, which means a sudden realization or a comprehension of an essence of something or a meaning of something. For example, we could say that if I had to solve a difficult task, and I had an epiphany to solve that. So that is the meaning of it, right? So at the end of it, one more thing, whenever this word is used in the speeches, it is recommended for all the people to show a silent thumbs up when it is used in the correct context, right? So yeah, that is my responsibility and I'll be giving my report at the end of the meeting.
So we'll do this together. We'll be saying at the count of 3, 2, 1. We'll be watching you. Is that okay? Right? So 3, 2, 1. We'll be watching you. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, DTM Mazari and the faculty for explaining your roles. So let's roll up our first session, which is the prepared speakers. So before we call upon the prepared speaker, all three prepared speeches are icebreakers L1, P1. So today we are going to make an exception and we are just going to call one of our evaluators on the podium to explain the objective of these speeches. So I am going to call somebody whose approach towards problem solving is this. So while he was in a school, he was being chased by a honeybee, and to escape that, he ran through two different people, thinking in the mind that it might confuse the honeybees that whom to catch, and somehow it has worked. So by profession, he is a senior software engineer. In his free times, he loves to read books. He's from a place which is very popular for the Madhav National Park and the Samadhi of Veer Tatya Tope. And he is extremely passionate about making lives better for humans as well as animals. So may I request you to please join hands to welcome our Toastmaster, Praseed.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
Today I will be playing the role of the evaluator. Since all the speakers are attempting their L1 P1 speeches, so the objective for L1 P1 speech is the members should be introducing themselves to the club and learning the basic structure of public speaking. So let's welcome all the speakers and hear what they have to say. Over to Toastmaster Abdul.
Alright. So our next speaker, he has actually solved a real world problem. He owns a switch shop back in his hometown and it was very difficult to manage everything. So he became resourceful and implemented a solution called as Paid Puja, which is like a solution for managing hotels, inventory, customers and pricing and etc. With that, he was able to bring the productivity up and also able to open another shop in another area. He hails from a city of Kanpur, which is popular for its unique leather products. By profession, he is a data analyst. He likes to indulge in multiple hobbies, but right now he is pursuing table tennis and would like to master it. He is extremely passionate about running because one thing, it keeps him fit, and second, it is his time of solitude where it clears his mind. I would like you to please welcome our Toastmaster, Dev Tiwari. Dev would be delivering his icebreaker L1 P1 from the path Innovative Planning. TM Dev, a favorite child, TM Dev.
Meet the beloved family maverick. Between the trio of elder sisters, echoing his whole voice for his wants and needs, lies an enigmatic child. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, my fellow Toastmasters.
Good
morning.
Good morning. Today, I'll be telling you about a part of my life where I surrounded myself between the ropes, which also laid the essence of who I am today. I was having the best time of my life in school, playing in the lunch and having food in the back bench in class. When an opportunity came looking for me, I joined boxing as part of my daily activity. Initially, I was flabbergasted by the feeling of having those gloves in my hand. But soon it got instilled in me. Missing on practices was no more an option. I remember what my father and my coach were trying to tell me. A man is as good as his routine and discipline. Practicing every day made me realize I was competition ready without even knowing it. The day came. I was looking towards my opponent. He was bigger, stronger, and much more experienced. Odds were heavily stacked against me. But at that moment, I refrained from getting into fear, and I remembered what my father used to tell me. He used to tell me about the stories of his childhood. My dad grew up in a village near Banaras, where Kushti, also known as Indian wrestling, was a way of life. He used to speak endlessly about the unwavering determination and the discipline and the unbreakable spirits of the wrestler who were never giving in. Those stories ignited a newfound determination within me. I got an epiphany that I have the spirit of a fighter. From that day forward, boxing was not just a sport for me. It was not just a sport for me. It was an integral part of my life. Stepping into that ring, my heart was racing, my nerves getting the best of me, and the loss in my breath made me realize how easy it is to see a boxing match and judge a person rather than being in that boxing ring. And being in that boxing ring, and fighting with my inner self, which had a lot of self-doubt. It was a moment to overcome it. While in the boxing ring, Umrao, my opponent, he was, as soon as the match started, he threw his first punch at me. I was falling into a pit of darkness. I knew this was not it. As I was recollecting myself from the first punch, bam! I got hit by the second one, making me realize the match is gonna last as long as I don't lose my belt. As I reflect on my journey, I am grateful for the stories that my father told me. He laid a foundation for me to come back and see the well where I get the determination and strength to take my life forward. As I stand before you, I want to acknowledge how our parents shape our life. From the boxing ring, the lessons that I learned. Also, more than that, the lessons that I learned from a generation's past. We as a person, from our generation's past, we have to acknowledge how our previous generations have gathered with it and how our thinking matches with them and how they make us a better person in the future. May we all find the strength to confront our challenges with the utmost determination, courage, and discipline. I could have took the easy way out, but I chose to stick with the routine. In the end, you all may be wondering that did I make my father proud? Yes, I did. I received 2 gold medals in boxing in the state level championship.
Staying in a PG, finding a slot in that washing machine to wash your clothes. But he has found an innovative problem for that. So he decided to wash his clothes on weekdays. Most of the people. So he hails from the state of Bihar, which is the land of our great Ashoka and Mata Sita. He is by profession a data engineer, and he likes to play electronic keyboard and ukulele, and is extremely passionate about music. He likes to play the purest note when he is trying to play a song. With this, I would like to welcome our next prepared speaker, Toastmaster Aditya. Toastmaster Aditya attempting his icebreaker L1 P1 from the pathway Persuasive Influence. Toastmaster Aditya, change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. Toastmaster Aditya.
As you heard, change is the only constant. A very warm good morning to all of my Toastmasters and guest attendees.
Good morning.
Thank you. So today I am going to present you my story. I was born in Bihar in the year 1999 and brought up in 8 different cities across 5 different states of India. Thanks to my father's southern job, he has been transferred to a lot of places, more than 22 places, out of which 8 are those cities where I was with him. Now, before I move on towards my story, I decided to keep my story, to divide my story into 3 phases. So, phase 1 is my school life. Phase 2 happens to be my college life, and the third one is when your life happens. That is after college. Starting with phase 1. Now, I just want somebody from the audience to guess that what should be the total number of schools that I switched. Out of what I'm telling you. So, in total, our academic period is from 1 to 12 years, and 3 years from nursery, LKG, UKG. In these 15 years, how many schools did I switch? Any random guesses? 4,
5,
6,
8,
15.
16.
Okay, I'll tell you. So 9th and 10th you are supposed to do it from one school. 11th and 12th you are supposed to do it from one school only. It's a total number of total schools that I switched is 11. Yes, I have been to 11 different schools in 8 different schools. Now I'll tell you what problems did I face and how it actually made me the person, how it made me a person that I am. Starting with my childhood until 5th and 6th standard, of course, it was very easy to befriend people. You know, when we are kids, we don't care from where this other guy is coming. But one thing I started very good at, that is preparing for admission test. So every 1 or 2 years, I was preparing not only for the final year exams, but also for the admission test for some new school and some new state. That helped me
bring a different perspective to the class. With this, I not only got to know about the people, but also their community, the clothes they wear, the languages they spoke, and the cuisines they have, the food they ate. Now, when I started to grow up, when I came to my teenage, it actually became more difficult to befriend people. Because people already had their friends right from the starting of the school, right from standard 1 onwards. Whereas whenever there's a newcomer, they used to ask me, "Hey Aditya, so how do you keep up with the changing schools and saying bye to your old friends, your old friends?" Now it's in our human nature, it's very much innate in us that we get attached to people. The time we spend with them. I used to spend only 1 or 2 years, so I had this habit of moving on. So I used to tell them, you know what, bro, I am someone who is very good at art of detachment. Now you might have seen gurus, people pay tens of thousands of rupees to go visit these places, ashrams, and they learn where the gurus preach them the art of detachment. I have been doing it all my life. I know. That is why I am so good at moving on. Also, a fun fact, it happened a few times when we stayed in one single city for a little more than 2 years, like 2.2 years, 2.3 years. I used to ask my mom, "Mom, it feels weird when we are staying at home for more than 2 years." I've seen people who actually say, "Hey, how do you keep up with changing homes?" Because people are so much attached to their homes, the cities they live, they simply can't fathom moving away from city after 10 years. For me, it's different. Every 2 years, I feel, why am I changing the city? Coming to my college life, phase 2. I like to call my college life as a leap of faith towards faith. I'll tell you how. So, again, in college, I think we all have faced here one problem. That is, when you go to the college, you feel this very difficult to actually, because you're already coming from school and you have got friends there, but now you're in college, you have to befriend more people. A lot of people are not able to make friends in the college, but that is not the case. In the college, I made friends, and this something that happened in the very first year of my college that made it difficult for me to make friends, because people didn't believe me. People, they simply can't rely on me because of one event. I'll tell you what. First year, we have 2 sems in engineering, first sem and second sem. In first sem, we had this subject called EGDL. People who might have done engineering, they know EGDL, computer aided drawing. Okay, I excelled in that subject. I got 96, highest in the class in my first sem. In the second sem, I went to the C cycle, the chemistry cycle. So the people who were in the C cycle previous sem, they went on to second sem and they knew, okay, Aditya in the hostel is like one of the best guys. He can actually teach you computer aided. Now, though I knew computer aided drawing, but I forgot some of it. And when I think a total of 20 people, around 21 people were there who I taught computer aided drawing, out of which 5 got more than 90. 5 got more than 90 marks. It was so happy. My students got 90. The rest 15, 16 got a bad mark. So I can't simply tell you that what happened with me afterwards. I don't want to share it with you. That was not a good phase of my life. This made it difficult. When I entered the second year, I started to make friends in the classroom, because these were my hostel mates. In the classroom, I made around 5 people. I finally thought, okay, now I have made good friends. They are so cool. Now I am going to call them my best friends forever, because I never had a best friend until my second year. But guess what? It was the year 2020. COVID happened. We all went to our respective homes with the classes online. After 1.5 years, when we came back, it was 4th sem has already started. That means placement season. In placement season, nobody attends the class. So we all were bagging our jobs. We all got our jobs, and whenever you have got a job, you don't come to college. That's what happened. Nobody came to college. But I still had that friendship with them, and still fostering right now. After the college, let's move to the third phase of life, when life happens. Life hits you hard. So my life has all been after college. It has all been about the Whitefield traffic, office, and that is it. But I'll tell you, in this life as well, I found that maybe instead of doing bachelor's in engineering, I did master's in procrastination. The day I came to Bangalore, of course, my college was in Bangalore, but the day my office started in the month of November, I planned, okay, in the month of January, I joined Whitefield Toastmasters. I keep on procrastinating, kept on procrastinating, and finally in the month of August, I joined the Whitefield Toastmasters, thanks to Raj Rai. Obviously, my life has come with lots of ups and downs, but these 5 friends that I made back in my college, they have been so supportive, and actually they are the ones who forced me, they pushed me to join Toastmasters. It will only enhance your learning, enhance your communication skills, and that is why I am standing before you. Now, before I end my speech, you might have judged me for moving on, maybe for being cold-hearted, but I am telling you, I am a very soft person, soft at core, but there is one thing that nobody can take away from me, and that is my ability to move on. Thank you.
Now, time for the third speaker of the day. His take on problem solving is a little bit different. He thinks that when our mind is clouded with a lot of problems and we are continuously trying to think of the solution never appears to us. And when we are not at all thinking in an uncanny way, the solution will appear to us. He hails from the city which is famous for the symbol of love, Taj Mahal, that is Agra. By profession, he is a technical lead. For his mind and body, he practices yoga. He is a big-time foodie and loves to cook. And he is extremely passionate about doing something noble for the mankind via technology or some other medium. I would like to join hands to please welcome Toastmaster Purushottam. Attending his icebreaker L1 P1 pathway effective communication, PM Purushottam, dots are connected, PM Purushottam.
Good morning, all of you. Morning. So there are 7 wonders in the world, and 1 wonder in India. As we been told, the city of the symbol of love, Taj Mahal. I was born near a place near to Agra. As the Hindu mythology says, if you take the god name at your last time, you will break the cycle of rebirth and you will go to heaven. On the basis of that, my grandparents kept my name as Purushottam. Is the name of Lord Ram. The meaning of this name is best in the land. But as a human being, I have some weaknesses. To encounter one of the weaknesses, I am here and I am giving this icebreaker to you. At the age of 5, I moved from my place to a town near to my place for education. The schools was not good at that time in the town, but my parents made sure that I got the best education in there. From the starting, I wanted to do something great in my life, but I had no idea where I need to go, how I can do. For that, I thought if I goes to the best college of India, that helped me to get my dream. But after 12, I couldn't make it due to some financial problem in my family. Somewhere in my heart, the guilt is there that I couldn't make it to best college of India. So I took break after my BTech. And I was able to crack the Indian toughest exam, but couldn't make the IIT. It was very sad for me. I thought at the end of my life, but by the grace of the God, I renounce again and I convince myself that I do this course better. And you will not believe that I come out with the 5 colors and one of the rankers of the college. I wanted to do something great in my life. After college, I joined a startup in Bangalore. 2nd January 2016, I landed in Bangalore. And I joined the startup. I was very fascinated about that. They are building a product that is going to transform the life of millions of people. We worked very hard, we developed the algorithm, we built the product, and we are going to launch that product the next year. But one day, my founders came to me and said, we are out of funds. And again, it was a tough time for me. I became jobless. By standing here, if I see my life in the back, I can relate 2 incidents. One, both incidents were very tough in the nature. The first incident that I took the break. In the break, I learned the technical knowledge. My fundamental got clear, and I become more confident that I can handle everything technically by one. That knowledge helped me in the startup. By help of that knowledge, I can build up the great product. In the startup, I learned how a great team can work. How a great team can wonders if you're passionate about it. That knowledge is helping me even today. So when I see now, I can see the dots are connected. Whatever I learn in the break, I use in the startup, and whatever I learn in the startup, even I am using it today. I always believe that if I didn't go through these 2 incidents, I was not the same person as I am today. So, I am remembering one quote from Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, that you cannot see the dot connected while seeing in the future. You can only see when you are seeing in the past. Thank you.
What great speeches by our prepared speakers today. And we have really wonderful people. A boxing champion, a master in the art of detachment, and a person who can have noble thoughts about really bringing some change in the life of the people. So let's move on to the next session of our today's meeting, which is table topic master. So our today's table topic master, she had a problem which normally each one of us faced with our partners. We are so busy with our lives that we tend to forget what they like. And she had a problem that what to gift her husband on his birthday. But thanks that she applied a solution which is active listening and paying attention to details, that she was able to figure out that her husband is looking for a wallet for a long time, and she was able to buy him a wallet. She hails from the city of Uttarakhand, popular for Bengal tigers in Jin Corbett National Park. By profession, she is a market researcher. She loves to indulge in gardening, cooking and painting, and she is extremely passionate about the work that she does. Please join hands to welcome today's table topic master, Toastmaster Neetu.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, this was not a table topic. I expect higher energies. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. So, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, I'm Nidhi and I'll be your table topic master for the day. And what are table topics? So, for the understanding of our esteemed guests as well as the members, table topic session is where we practice impromptu speaking. And why is it necessary? For example, your boss is asking for your opinion, or you want to welcome a new team member in your team in office or in school, college, anywhere. And if you want to impress your date on your first meeting. So clearly, speaking confidently and very clearly will help you change the thing. They will be the total game changer for you, right? So here at Toastmaster, we practice the art of impromptu speaking in a safe and friendly environment, so that we can be more confident and impressive when talking to a strange audience or talking about topics that we are not very familiar with. Okay, so about the session, I will be calling upon people from the audience. They come here, a topic will be given them on the stage and they have to speak for 1 to 2 hours. Timer, please note that the timing will be for 1 to 2 hours. And this session will be open for both members and guests. Okay, thank you, Sudhanshu. Next, I would like to call upon member of Toastmaster Club, Toastmaster Rishabh. Will you please come for the... Your topic would be human personalities are shades of grey, not black or white. So human personalities are shades of grey, not black or white. Toastmaster Rishabh.
When you meet someone, you often get a thought. What is that person thinking? What is going on in their mind? You always want to know what the other person is thinking so that you can have a personal connect with that person. A person does not often think in 0 or 1s, in black or white. They have a very mixed feelings. Suppose you are doing something and immediately you have a thought in your mind that, oh, someone might be watching me, someone might be judging me. That is not so. People might not be even noticing you at all. And even if they are seeing you right, blatantly, straight into your eyes, they might be thinking something else in their thought. People are not black and white. They have different nature altogether. They have a mixed personality. What I have come across in my journey with people is that you need to interact with people and you need to be with them in order to understand how they are, how they think, and how they are, how they go with their lives. What it establishes is that it establishes a connect with that person and it establishes trust. With trust, you would be able to know that, oh, it's not grey, it's yellow, red, and green mixed. Therefore, you are able to understand what are the components of that grey or into that person that makes that person great. That is where you need to even interact with that person and be with that person. That is where I recently stumbled upon a person in my office actually, who I always thought of that, oh, that person has went to an IIT, that might be a very intelligent book. So when I interacted with that person was very intelligent, yes, definitely. But when into a conversation with that person was just like me. So next time, folks, always have a conversation with that person, and people are not black and white. People have different meaning. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rishabh. For me, a very great example of grey personalities is Mahabharata, where everyone had both blacks and white, and everyone was a grey character. Okay. Next, I would request any volunteers from the members. Yeah. Sure.
First of all, a very good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Great. So, recent accomplishment that I'm proud of would be something I've, like he said, master of procrastination. I think that's what we learn in engineering. I've recently overcome that, and there are a lot of things that I've started doing. One of them is obviously being here. So, I am an ex-Toastmaster. I was in Toastmaster Club 6 months back. And I've been trying to come here. I think Raj and Mars would know that I've been trying to come here for a pretty long time. And the other thing I was trying to do was resume my workouts and my health and everything. So I've been able to do that. So I think overcoming my procrastination would be something I am actually right now very proud of as an accomplishment. And there are things which come easier if you're not procrastinating. For example, when you go into your kitchen in the morning and you're like, I should have removed this pulao yesterday, now it's smelling like anything. And now because you left your food outside, you have cockroaches that are in your kitchen, now you have to get a pest control done. Which again will procrastinate for almost a month. So procrastination, I also got a pest control done last week. So I am very proud of all the, like he said, life hits you when you're out of college. So I'm finally happy that I'm winning at life. I'm fine with everything that's happening in my office, happening in my family, everything. I'm happy that I've done my pest control. I woke up in the morning, went to the gym, and today, even though I had gone to 2 different locations before I just finally reached here, but I'm here. So I'm proud that I finally overcome my procrastination and doing things that I should have been doing long time ago.
Okay, moving on, any more volunteers from guests or members? Or should I call names? Okay, I think I have to call on people. So can I have Nabeel on stage? Nabeel, your topic is, what is your go-to comfort food whenever you are feeling low? Nabeel.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, I recently got a campus placement and I moved to Bangalore. So, staying alone in a PG, that too in a single room, not talking to most of the people around. So, there are times when I feel a bit low sometimes. So, one evening I was passing by. I was feeling low. I didn't wanted to talk to anyone, neither to my parents, like calling them up and just speaking up to them. Then I came across a Bengali sweet shop. The smell of the samosas were amazing. So I just went there. I had a samosa with those green and red chutneys, and all of a sudden, like my mind and way of thinking like changed. I got brightened up and all, and then I proceeded on moving towards my work. That's it. Thank you.
Sharing my comfort food, can you guess? Very common. Something like quick and
Maggi.
Yeah, that's my comfort food. Okay, again asking for any volunteers who would like to come here and speak. I think it's Radha, you come. Toastmaster Radha, a graduate degree is not a mark of your knowledge. A graduate degree is not a mark of your knowledge, Toastmaster Radha.
Raju, a Pani Puri vendor in Ahmedabad, is earning more than 10,000 per day. He holds a master's degree in accounts and financial auditing. He is a very wise man. He has minimum 4 stores, and he serves delicious Pani Puri, chaats and what
girls specifically, they're aware what to do, where to go, whom to meet. It's Rajubai Pakodi Center. In Ahmedabad, Pani Puri is called Pakodi. Rajubai he's a success story for all of us. All the kids in my area, they don't want to become engineer, doctors, pilot. They want to have Pakodi Center. And people, especially fathers and mothers, are very upset with Rajubai. They're like, do your business, man, but why are you spoiling our children's career? And that was the time when Rajubai told, it's what I wanted to do. When I pursued or I started my journey as a student, I was not aware what I wanted to do. I didn't know whether I will be happy in corporate. I didn't know if I can be an artist. But being a Gujarati, it was in my blood. During that time, my parents didn't allow me to pursue my skills in business. But when I had the right time, he's in 40s, when I had the right time, I had the right situation. So, isn't it necessary to follow what I want to do? Dear parents, if you feel that your kids are good at sports, please help them. If you feel your kids are great at dancing, please push them. If you feel they are great at education, please push them. All Rajubai wants to say, a graduation degree do not define you. What do you think? Toastmaster today.
Next, I would like to call upon Deepak, Toastmaster Deepak. Toastmaster Deepak, your topic is share a memorable childhood birthday party memory. Share a memorable childhood birthday party memory. Toastmaster Deepak.
Okay, so one memory I have from the childhood. So during the birthday party, I used to get excited because we used to invite our friends in the night in our home, and we used to have sweets and other food. We used to give them, and sometimes we also used to go outside for some picnic and with the family members. So that was very exciting, and we also used to play lots of sports like cricket, football, badminton when we used to go to the picnic on the birthday. Also, there are some memory. If I remember, there was a famous temple near my town. So we used to visit that temple in fact on every birthday. Yes, these are memories.
I think it's a common memory for all of us. A plate with a cake, some chips, and probably a melody or some toffee, and a samosa. Okay. So, ma'am, are you comfortable coming to our end? Yeah. Can you come to the seat? No. Please give it. So I'll give you a very simple topic. Describe your morning routine, if you have any.
So, hi guys, good afternoon. So, it's my first time here and first time public speaking, so please be kind to me. My morning routine has changed throughout my life. Like recently, I have been in a lot of procrastination, as some members have always spoken about. But now I am getting out of it, and nowadays my morning routine is like a long walk with my friends. I recently went to my hometown for a month, and there I met my childhood friends, and with them I used to go to like long walks in the morning. So that was very
Shubhangi, your topic is what's your favorite season and what do you like about it? What's your favorite season and what do you like about it, Shubhangi?
Hi everyone, good afternoon. This is my first time in Toastmasters ever. And I was born and brought up in Alibag, which is near Mumbai. It's a coastal area. And the topic for me was, what is your favorite season? So Alibag, if you would remember or recall, because of the geographical condition, it is near the beach. It has long coconut trees. It's always humid. It's always hot. But if you go to the beach area, and especially during the evenings or during the night, it is a warm, it's a cold breeze and comes in and you feel peaceful, you feel calm. So my favorite, and I spent about 22 years in Alibag, experiencing all seasons all my life. So I feel the most favorite season is rainy season, beginning of the rainy season, because it's extremely green, it's beautiful. And the nature is very intact. We have forts, we have trekking areas, and it's raw. I mean, it's not commercialized yet. So I feel if you get a chance, you please come down to Alibag. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends who have sea-facing villas also. So I would like you to experience that, what I had faced in my childhood. And now that people go to Goa and they find like a time to go to Goa, or they try to plan months in advance, days in advance. So I now regret that I had that like for 20 years, all my life. And but yes, I treasure that memory and I recall it time and again. So thank you so much for bringing me.
A little contrasting point of view. I was born in July. I hate rains because I can't go out in party. Okay. Again, I would ask for volunteers. Can Anil come on the stage? Anil, your topic is share a recent movie or TV show you watched and your thoughts on it. So a recent movie or a TV show you watched and your thoughts on it. Anil.
Good morning everyone. Good morning. My name is Anil. First time for the Toastmaster. So a recent movie which I watched is Jailer, which is again Rajinikanth 178 movie. So I'm a fan of Rajinikanth. So I had been to Chennai along with my wife and in-laws. So I had been to Rajinikanth movie. It is a wonderful movie, awesome movie. I watched Rajinikanth after a long time in a theater. Usually I watch it in TV shows, not in a movie theater. But I got an opportunity to watch with my family and we enjoyed it. And my son is just 4 years, 5 months. So I had to spend some popcorn and juices with him. I really enjoyed. I liked it. Thank you so much. Thanks for
So that was a wrap for our debate topic session. I think all the speakers that spoke today spoke quite well. The only thing which is lacking is the confidence to come on the stage. So next time I hope all of us will build on that, come here confidently and take on the challenge of speaking in front. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
I must say that was a fabulous table topic master session. So many of you are first timers here, and public speaking, impromptu had been a problem. So if you have landed yourself at this place, I must assure you that you are going to solve it. So with that, let's start our third session and the last session of this meeting. And before I invite DVM, I would like to share a funny anecdote, a funny problem that he has shared with me. So he always had a problem with his signature, that whenever he signed a check, it doesn't match. So what he did is, he signed it 8 times and gave it to the bank, and ask them to scan and store it. So next time we write a check, it will never pause because the signature is mathematical. So with that, I would like to please welcome and please call upon our DTM Mazahir.
For people who are not believing in me, Punjab National Bank is the name of the bank. Whenever you happen to open a bank account, they'll give you a chit of 4 different places. None of them matched. They gave me 4 more. None of them matched, so I gave up. This was my first account during school, which they wanted me to open as part of it. Anyway, we'll start with that. Now, similar to the tag report, we'll follow a same fashion for the evaluators. However, for the benefit of evaluators and for the voting, may I request the timer to please read the time from where you're sitting right now for each speaker.
Speaker 1, Dev, 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Speaker 2, Aditya, 8 minutes and 31 seconds. Speaker 3, Purushottam, 4 minutes and 41 seconds.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, may I request to hear feedback for speaker number 1. Let's welcome speaker, evaluator, Toastmaster Prasim. Over to you for your evaluation.
Toastmaster Dev, a favored child. First of all, since this was your first speech, I would like to appreciate you. Well done, good job. It was a really nice speech. Thinking about my first speech, I felt it used to be online Toastmaster session, and I felt lucky I don't have to come to stage and give my first speech. So considering that, it was really great. Moving to the feedbacks, as I explained previously, the objective of the speech was to introduce themselves to the club and to learn the basic part of the public speaking. As part of introduction, you beautifully narrated your childhood journey till your experience with boxing and also described about practicing boxing every day and your relationship with boxing and importance of it in your life and how it became the integral part of your life. The never giving up spirit it taught you. You also narrated the emotion involved during the fighting. You used very nice words like flabbergasted and enigmatic. Apart from initial hiccups, your whole speech was complete and explained the journey of your life. Moving on to the basic parts of public speaking, there was clarity. We were all able to understand what you were trying to convey to us. Vocal variety, you try to use the vocal variety to pauses in between and try to complete the sentences. You made the eye contact with each and everyone, or behind or in front. There was the eye contact there, and hand gestures were also used. With that, I would like to appreciate you once again for giving your speech. It was really a nice speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prasim. I think that evaluation definitely deserves a better round of applause, Prasim. I certainly have my feedback for the speaker as well as for the evaluator. I'll reserve that for the offline. Please note, and I say this all the time, I personally don't believe that 2 to 3 minutes are more than enough for any evaluator to do the evaluation. So requesting a speaker to connect with the evaluator later so they can connect with you. Let's hear it from our evaluator number 2 for speaker number 2, Toastmaster Radha. Over to you for your speech evaluation.
If 3 C's, calmness, comic timing, and content had a face, it would definitely look like yours, Toastmaster Radha. Can we have a huge round of applause? Completing level 1 P1. Before I start my evaluation, I would definitely want to congratulate wonderful Toastmasters club. I feel the details were shared in a chronological and easier manner that everybody got to know what RMT is all about. The second thing, the humorous touch. His speech was all about a humorous content. I definitely believe you are a stand-up comedian in making. There were great anecdotes, lines where you got amazing responses. Examples: 11 schools, preparing for admission, art of detachment, satire on topic, and mastering procrastination. Beautiful. I know you mentioned that change is the constant. Change is the only constant. If I would like to highlight some changes or challenges for your next speeches, the first one would be the treatment. Now you started your speech with a title. You mentioned I have divided my speeches in 3 parts. I would ask you or urge you to refrain from giving any details directly. What you will do? You can share some anecdotes and do some dialogue delivery, or follow your speech in that way where your audience get that. You don't have to directly say, listen, this will be the first, second, third. No. Second, if you want to use this title, try to not use it in the beginning. You can definitely reiterate, but don't give it in the first shot. Second, timings. I think you took more than 8 minutes. Toastmasters is all about expressing yourselves within given period of time. And second, as a Toastmaster, we never want to overshoot the time. Plus, we always want to be qualified. It's a humble request whenever you have this great content, because you carried away with the audience engagement also. So try to write your speech in a word format. Try to have that word count. For a 4 to 6 minute speech, 500 to 600 words will be suffice. But all in all, what a beautiful content, what a beautiful confidence. Just working on those different aspects will make you sort of speaker. Back to you.
I won't let that happen. The energy has to go better for our speaker in the evaluator. I have a very bad habit of watching people, so if you don't clap, you will have a chance next time. Remember that. The second time I'll actually call out name. Let's hear it from our evaluator number 3. So we heard all 3 good speeches. Let's give a round of applause to our evaluator number 3, Toastmaster Akshaya, for his speech evaluation.
I'll start with a quote. Done is better than perfect. But in your case, Toastmaster Purushottam, it was almost perfect. It was your icebreaker, but it was, I would rate it maybe 8 out of 10. I have very less areas of improvement for you, but I'll come to that at the later stage. The highlights of your speech. I'll stick to the objectives first. Introduction. The way he introduced his name, Purushottam, and he made the analogy to Lord Ram. Actually, I got goosebumps. I almost forgot the meaning of Purushottam. I used to know it, but the way you explained it made me mind that particular thing. Thank you so much for that. And the voice. The vocal variety was really amazing. It was high pitched and the audience was listening to it. Each and every one. Right from the starting, the way you explained your name, then you went into the professional mode, you explained that you had some problems, your boss had some problems, and then you managed to solve those problems. Your pitch was really high and everyone was listening to you. So kudos on the audience engagement as well. I would like to mention the pauses. I was not expecting the good usage of pauses. Actually, you used the pauses really very well. Here and there, somewhere, it was lacking, but most of the times, I would say 6 out of 10 times, you used the pauses really well. It was conveyed to the audience, and the audience was able to digest the story because of the pauses. Moving on, a small point, but it is very important actually. You were professionally dressed actually, and it makes a point. When you are coming up here and you are giving your icebreaker, it kind of stand out for everyone. Kudos to that. Okay, let's talk about the areas of improvement. I noticed that you were facing too much of the stage like this, like this. So it is kind of a distraction for audience. Try to
limit your pace. Maybe if you are talking about your initial career or maybe your childhood, be on this part of the stage. And if you are moving on to the professional side, be on this part of the stage and address this audience. That would be more convenient, right? And as Timer mentioned that you wrapped up your speech at around 4 minutes 40 seconds, something like that. So I was actually looking for more content. I was engaged. I wanted more because I was listening to you and actually everyone was listening to you. I wanted more content that there might be a good conclusion or might be one or more instances which you get elaborate, right? You can work on these 2 points. For L1 P1, I believe these are the areas of improvement and you can definitely connect after the meeting for more content. Thank you so much.
I absolutely love it if people give me an indirect compliment. You dressed up for an event and all of that, right? So, yeah, wearing a blazer is a good shit, right? So that was definitely some amazing speeches that we have heard, all 3 speakers and all 3 evaluators. Can we have a huge round of applause for them? If you look away and clap, it won't work next time, right? Now we're going to hear the speech timing to the evaluators. We're going to hear the ARC counter report and we're going to hear the Cramerian report. Let's hear it in the same fashion, the way they introduce the role. May I request all 3 of you to please come over here. Timer, ARC counter, Cramerian, can we have a round of applause? Let's showcase our best. Let's do the report one by one without me giving you a hint. You can start and stop at your own convenience. Over to you.
As Toastmaster Radha mentioned that finishing your speeches in allotted time is very important. So I hope for today's speakers will find this data useful and use it to improve their upcoming speeches. So our Sergeant at Arms Ananya used 2 minutes 57 seconds. Mazahir 4 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster of the day Nitin 11 minutes 58 seconds. General Evaluator Mazahir 48 seconds. Our icebreaker speakers number 1 Dave 6 minutes and 32 seconds. Aditya 8 minutes and 31 seconds. Purushottam 4 minutes and 41 seconds. For table topic master Nidhi, she took 1 minute and 40 seconds. And our table topic speakers Toastmaster Sudhanshu 1 minute 28 seconds. Rishabh 2 minutes 23 seconds. Tanisha 1 minute 49 seconds. Nabeel 1 minute 1 second. Radha 2 minutes 2 seconds. Deepak 1 minute and 12 seconds. Ritvik 1 minute and 3 seconds. Shubhangi 1 minute 45 seconds. Anil 58 seconds. Our speech evaluators today, first one Toastmaster Prateem 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Toastmaster Radha 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Toastmaster Akshay 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the icebreaker speakers today. So there were very good usage of words today such as maverick, enigmatic, flabbergasted, art of attachment as a phrase, fathom, fostering. But there could be some improvements as well. So playing in the lunch is not the phrase, playing during the lunch. Never giving in, who never gave in. We as a person is not the phrase, we as people. Then there's one came out with flying colors and not coming out with flying colors. So yeah, these are the few.
Again, good afternoon everybody. Good afternoon. Toastmaster Ananya used 1 crutch words and Toastmaster Dev used 1 crutch word and had a tone on pause. Toastmaster Aditya used 2 crutch words and Toastmaster Purushottam no crutch word and no filler sounds. Toastmaster Prasim used 1 crutch words. Toastmaster Radha used 1 crutch words. Toastmaster Akshay no crutch word or filler sounds. Toastmaster Mazahir no crutch words or filler sounds as presiding officer and general evaluator. Toastmaster Hitwiz no crutch words or filler sounds. Toastmaster Arpita used 1 crutch word. Coming to the table topics, Toastmaster Sudhanshu used 1 crutch word. Toastmaster Rishabh no crutch words or filler sounds. Toastmaster Tanisha used 1 filler sound. Toastmaster Nabil used 1 filler sound. Toastmaster Radha, no crutch words or filler sounds. Toastmaster Deepak wasn't quite done, crutch words or filler sounds. And Toastmaster Ritvik, one filler sounds. Toastmaster Shubhangi, one filler sounds. And Toastmaster Anik, 1 crutch words. Thank you.
Thank you. For all of them, can we have a better round of applause? If you look away, it won't look nice. Thank you so much for being here. Please take a seat right now. First thing first, this is the attendance QR code. Is there anybody on this side who hasn't filled it? Anybody who hasn't filled it? Okay. Anybody on my left who hasn't filled it? Okay. So this QR will be passed on now to the entire crowd over here. Utilize this and don't steal this one. Just put it. As the evaluator, I'm going to provide my report now. The meeting started dot on time. We all know the value of time. I really appreciate our guest as well as member for turning up before time, and it is only because of your effort we can always either start before or on time. It is also important to finish on time and we will do our job really well. Today I observed that few of our role players took slightly longer than usual. Be cognizant of the time given to you on a stage. To the contrary, tag team somehow spend little more time on the stage. There is one request that I have: whenever you happen to come to a stage, and even if it's not your turn to speak, please don't stand like this. It's a posture of guilt. Stand normal, leave your hands regular, it's fine. Keep watching audience, figure out those faces who you find comfortable looking at. Right? If somebody is not making you feel comfortable, don't look at them. just avoid them. Alright? I also would like to give a huge kudos to the preparation done by the Toastmaster today for today's meeting, as well as the Table Topic Master for covering so many topics. Don't clap so much, it reminds me of a principal who we all wanted off stage, so we'll keep clapping until it is done. I certainly do have feedback for our Sergeant at Arms for Toastmaster of the day, for Table Topic Master, my tag team, speakers, as well as the evaluator, which I'll provide offline. Now, along with the attendance, we have a QR code for voting. Unfortunately, there are a few people based on time, they were disqualified because there's a time limit given to you. So, we'll be rotating the voting form in a similar manner. This is open to all, which means even if you're a guest, you can vote. Also, if you're a member, you can vote as well. So I'll be passing on the QR code for the voting link over here, and you guys can do it. I'll give you about 2 to 3 minutes to do that. Radha will help on my left, and I will pass it on my right. Once again, here we'll be voting for the best speaker, best speech evaluator, best role player, best supporting role player, best table topic speaker. Radha has done a special job, so if anybody wants to scan this, you guys very well can. As long as it works. Look at all of you. I'm having like a rock star kind of feeling standing right here. You know the moment that when celebrity come on the stage, everybody takes out their phone, they want to click them. Thank you so much. This can be a good meme as well. I know I'm just holding it so people can convert it to whatever they want. I'm looking at Nidhi right now. Save me, don't do this. Please scan this QR code. This is for voting. Please vote. Along with that, remember I spoke about the speaker feedback as well. I'll rotate that QR code towards the very end. Is there anybody who hasn't scanned this? We will come to you. Along with this, let me also pass on these water bottles both sides. If there's anybody who wishes to drink water, please do take a sip. If not, please pass it around. I know some of you carry your own bottles. Show off you are. It's like having a bicycle at home. Until you don't have it, you want it. Once you have it, you don't use it. Agree with me on that? Yes? Yes? Alright. Once again, I'll be looking for a thumbs up from all of you once done. I'm still giving you about another minute and a half or so. Please go. That reminds me to vote as well. Our team secretary is saying people are nodding but they're not voting.
I think they're taking time.
They're taking time. You heard her. She's keeping an eye on all of you. Please note these votes are definitely anonymous. We don't tell who voted for who. However, we look for an active participation. Even if you're a guest, please vote for it. Even if you're a member, please vote for it. While you guys are voting, for those who have voted, I would like to do a couple of announcements being part of the club. First thing first, today is a judges training program. Some members, few of us, have already gone to judges training program to attend it. Few of us are attending the second half, while some of us are busy eating lunch. Judges training program is nothing but preparing yourself to be a judge at various contest levels such as clubs, areas, division, or even district if the district chief judge finds you qualified. Apart from that, all of this is happening because the club contest is coming your way. Please remember, this year, 2023, we will be having table topic contest as well as speech evaluation contest. International speech contest will take place next year, but we'll be doing these two now. Somewhere in the month of October, we'll be requesting all of you to come ahead and nominate yourself. Please remember there is no speech qualification required for these two contests. So anybody, even if you haven't delivered a single speech until today, VP Education will keep an eye on you. However, you can definitely go ahead and take part in that contest. Another important thing is there is a society right here somewhere. It's a city within a city. We call it Shobha Tree Makers. They are celebrating Ganesha Chaturthi. September 18th is the festival day, if you would like to. And what we are doing is that we are putting up a stall out there to raise awareness about Toastmasters in the society. If you think that you can help us as a volunteer, please nominate your names to Toastmaster Raj. He's taking a lead on that particular program. If you wish to even serve, let's say 2 or 3 hours in the entire day, please do so. And contact person is Raj for that. Apart from that, October 2nd is a public holiday, I believe, for most of us. How many of you have holiday on October 2nd? Can I have a raise of hand, please? October 2nd, Gandhi Jayanti. How many of you have holiday on that day?
All of us.
All of you. It's only your studio who doesn't have holiday. I work on 15th of August also. So I have applied for a leave, okay, for that particular day. And our club is planning to go for an outing, either a resort or a trek that we might do somewhere around Bangalore. If a trek has to happen, it will be on a Sunday morning. If it's a resort planning, you, your loved ones, family, friends, everybody is welcome. Please try to come forward for it. Now we will move on with the result announcement. All game? All game?
Yes.
Slightly better. All game?
Yes.
Alright. The best speaker for today's meeting, please remember there were 2 speakers which were disqualified, hence there was no prize for guessing. However, yet, because of the effort put by each speaker, let's welcome the winner of today's meeting as a best speaker, Toastmaster Purushottam. Congratulations. For all 3 speeches, you heard 3 amazing speech evaluation. Let's congratulate the best speech evaluator of today's meeting, Toastmaster Radha. Congratulations. So those who did not clap, may I request all of you to clap because she's also the best table topic speaker. Best supporting role player in today's meeting is our timer, Natwiz. Congratulations. And this is really good. and I would love to see this happening. The best role player in today's meeting is our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster. Can you all squeeze in? Raju, can you take a picture? Can you all squeeze in, please? Squeeze in, everybody. Raju, you can take a picture. Or Akshay, anybody can take a picture. Are you all moving on? Stand like this. Okay. Ministers stand like this. I've seen ministers standing like this. Just stand like this. Okay. Leave your hands open. Thank you so much. Congratulations. On that note, speaker QR code will be given to you. Let me officially adjourn the meeting. Now the meeting is open to networking. We'll be requesting all of you to come over here for a group picture. Thank you so much. Whitefield Toastmaster meeting number 38 officially.